That's right, and we're back. We're live on Chicano Tube. You see that pinche placa right there. We're live one more time on Chicano Street. The voice of la raza. It's been a while, cabrones, but here we are. They can't deport us all, said Kimosabi. We ain't going nowhere, Holmes. We ain't going nowhere. That's right, man. I feel like it's been a long time. You know, I get a little bit of huevonada to drive over to the studio and turn on the lights, power everything up. But we're here, and we're back. We're going to go through some formalities. We're also going to do a little bit of a recap on what's been going on. And then we got to move forward and keep it pushing, because you see what that caption says right there, cabrones. We're going to talk about exactly what that caption says at the bottom. Recording the police is telling. Oh, but you might not agree with me. But that's the beautiful thing about it. You don't got to agree with me. The phone lines are going to be open. So, si quieres cotorrear conmigo, hey, I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and don't know what the channel is about, this is Chicano Tube. This is a Chicano channel. You might hear slang terms that you never heard before. You might be like, what is the guy talking about? Orale. Vato. What's a vato? Carnal and all this other stuff. Well, you know what? You could take the Chicano out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the Chicano. So just bear with me. Again, here we got three pillars we stand on. They're immovable. That's it. Es Dios, es familia, and it's cultura. And the cultura is a beautiful cultura. And don't get it twisted in that very much order, right? So shout out to everyone that's already in the comment section. Kimosabi, I see you, cabron. Death Row, he's juicing them up como pinche Green Mile, sitting right there. And don't even wet the sponge, cabron. That way it could really just jolt them, right? So we're watching on, if you're watching on YouTube, shout out to YouTube Landia. Shout out to Twitch. We're going to be streaming live on Twitch. You see this fight that's right here? Right over my head right here. This is G the Barber from the Hater World, who stepped up to the plate, messaged me after his carnal Snowman got in the ring last year. You know, if I seen my carnal get in the ring, I'm going to want a piece. You know what I mean? I'm going to want a piece of the action. So this year we got a banger of a main event, and it's going to be G the Barber versus Ace 100. Ace 100 is hailing out of Bakersfield. So we got the Inland Empire stepping up to the plate, and then we got Bakersfield in the casa, and then we got co-main event. If you didn't see the gentleman in the co-main event right here, another Inland Empire youngster right here. Ricky Did That is going to step up against another Upland, California, up-and-coming youngster, and he's accepted the challenge. He says, you know what? I'll meet Ricky Did That right there in the middle of the squared circle. Why not, verdad? And then we're working on the last bout right now. I want to give a shout-out to Alex Reyes from the 909. I believe he runs the IG page called IE Scrappers. IE Scrappers, right? And so we're working on the opening fight when we go live on Twitch. So again, if you want to see the action, it's not going to be available on YouTube. I'll tell you why. It's not that we don't want to go on YouTube. We got the biggest platform on YouTube. Last year, we had 500 people watching us, 550 actually, on YouTube. It is the biggest platform. It's not that I don't want to, but I want to provide a better experience over to everyone that's watching. How am I going to do that? Well, we're going to have to play music. We're going to have to do entrances with their own music. And if we're going to play ambient music like a DJ, if they're going to have entrances with their teams, and we're going to take the production to the next level, then guess what? We can't be on YouTube, gente. They'll knock us down en un pinche segundo. And so YouTube, if you don't mind waiting for the editor to do the 4K upload later, then you don't mind waiting. But if you want to get in the spirit of Mexican Independence Day, you know, because everyone's chest sticks out a little bit more, si eres Mexicano, you know, on that day. You know what I mean? And a lot of the once-a-year Mexicans come out, you know, the once-a-year Mexicans that come out on Cinco de Mayo that think being Mexican is go getting 4 or 5 shots for 99 cents at the bar, put on a Mexican shirt, and then they're no sabos the rest of the year. Hey, at least that year, you step up to the plate, show your spirit, whether you're a once-a-year Mexican or you're a pinche Mexicano to the bone, such as your boy. And then you can watch us live on Twitch. It's going to be a full experience on Twitch. It's going to be a full experience on Twitch. Plus, we done hired the camera crew. We're going to be IRL streaming, so it's not going to be this beautiful little cuts and all this nice polished editing. It's going to be in real mother life. All right? So a shout out to Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, hey, get used to it, cabrón. You're going to see a great show on 9/12. And then don't forget that night, we're going to have, well, not we're going to have, but Ryan Garcia is going to fight. And so we got Bobby Garcia from the Garcia family is going to be in the house. He was in the house last year. He was actually the one that had Snowman in the middle of the ring, faced him off, read him the rules. And we're going to have professional 9-time Cut Man of the Year, Sergio Estrada. I appreciate you, Sergio. I really, from the bottom of my heart, this is not for me. This is not for, you know, social media. This is in the spirit of Mexican Independence Day. And really, like my brother Al, it's in the spirit of content creators. That's why it's called Content Creator Series of Fighting. All right. So, but again, if you guys want to see it, just go to the community page on YouTube. I've been blasting it all the time. It's on every single bio where, you know, where they have the little black line where it says links on every bio, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Click the link, little pinchy sentence, and then you'll see one of them is going to say Twitch. Hit that. All you got to do is follow. That's it. That's all you got to do is follow. And then trip out on this. Twitch is as simple as this, cabrones. In order for us not to get copyrighted, y luego que tumban the pinchy stream going down, they'll let us get away with music, all the music we want, all the DJs we want, the grand entrances. The last time we had music was Mile High Hustle and Paradigm. And then before that was, Cholo Trucker, and then EBK. No, EBK was, rest in peace to Pony Boy. He walked in with Aztec Dancers. But the last time we had music, it was banging. So don't miss out on that. Go to Twitch, follow us, cabron. All right. And if you're watching on Instagram, hey, we're starting to show Instagram a whole lot more love. IG Landia does not get a lot of love. I don't know why. we're going to be showing more love to IG Landia. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and recap a little bit the cotorreo. Hey, do me a favor, though. This is all I ask. I don't twist your arms a la chingada, que Zelle, Venmo. Send me. I don't need shit. I'm just going to keep it up. I don't need shit. Gracias a Dios, I've gotten everything out of the mud, but I'm no one without him. He gives me everything. I believe what goes around comes around. I help so many people 8 to 10 hours every single day, nonstop. A lot of people come up to me saying, ain't no one I've ever seen pour themselves out like you. And it's just, I'm going to do it. As long as God gives me energy, that's it. Help people. But this is all I ask. You can hit the like button. There's a thumbs up. There's a like. If you're watching on IG, there's a pinche corazón. Do me a favor, man. Hit that pinche heart. If you're watching on YouTube, it's a thumbs up. And if you don't like me, but you're a lurker, a creep, a weirdo, a stalker, one of these stupid-ass lames that say names and call names on the internet with no paperwork, no clecha, or if you're just a washed-up cholo, they ain't got nothing to do, and now you're on the internet with gray hair on your head, and the internet's your best friend, and you're a clout chaser, you can hit the chinga tu madre button, too. You know what I mean? There's a chinga tu madre button. That's for the lurkers, the creeps, the weirdos, the predators, the stalkers, the washed-up cholos. All of them también. There's a button for all of you guys, all right? So anyways, man, that was a long intro. It just seems like I've been out of the mix a little bit, but I'm getting back in the mix. Hey, Alberto Soto, I see you, my boy. He says, Mikey, ánimo, mi compa, la bendición de Todopoderoso está con usted, man. I'm telling you, man. Alberto, that long format interview, bro, that I did on Fresh Out, that was crazy. It was really like therapy, carnal. I never really told a lot of those stories, I know if I were to come on the internet, I did this and I did that and all that other stuff. And then some of the homies even tell me in real life, right? They tell me, and I still call them homies, even though I dress in a suit all day. Shit, I wake up in a suit. I go to sleep in a suit. My energy is different, right? I no longer am willing to sacrifice street sign. I grew out of that mentality, right? But anyways, the homies see me and they already know what energy that I'm on, cabrón. Es Dios, familia, es cultura, and that's all I'm going to push, man. So let's just keep it pushing in the right direction. Pero tú ya sabes, man. Ánimo, mi compa, es puro ánimo, man. Much love, posted on the yarda, más firme. That's right, Doomsday's posted on the yarda, cabrón. Hopefully not in real life, cabrón, unless you're behind the walls and shit watching me, man. Shout out to those that are behind the walls, man. Some of them end up getting teléfonos. I'm in contact with, man, I got 4 or 5 youngsters I mentor. Some of them are in Soledad. They have double life, triple life. Oh, that's what I was talking about, the Fresh Out interview, Alberto Soto. That one, bro, it was like more therapeutic. If I ever go on a big platform, if a big platform ever invites me, I know they want clips. It's because it's going to drive more people, right? It's the grimy shit. But I never told some of those stories, and some of the homies tell me in real life, hey, the people that talk shit to you, why don't you just show them this or do that? It's because they don't merit it, bro. I'm not going to acknowledge people. I'm not. I don't get down like that. I never got schooled that way. So to the haters, lurkers, or anyone that wants to talk shit, call names, it's cool, man. They love you. They hate you. Everyone helps the algorithm, right? That's what it is. So anyways, appreciate you, cabron. Hey, Frank, I appreciate you, cabron. He said, Frank Pipas. What the fuck? Damn it. He's got 3 pizzos sticking out of his pinche boca. 3 pizzos. With not a Zippo. A Zippo's old school. A Zippo will blow out, but like a torch with the propane. I don't know. That never was my thing. But on the Big Herc interview on Fresh Out, I had to tell about selling crack as a youngster. I was just in middle school. It's some crazy shit. I'm not gonna do videos about that. I got a members only, gente. If you're into that grimy, gritty shit. I'm going to dedicate a weekend pretty soon also to the members only. That way I could just knock like 8 or 10 videos out. And but that Fresh Out interview, let me at least start off the live by saying this. Thank you, Big Herc, for the interview. I've always connected with Big Herc. So when I joined YouTube, it was in 2019. The first two channels that I ever subscribed to. Number one, the first one, It just came up on my feed. It wasn't that I picked. I searched a lot of them, but I'm talking about the ones that I subscribed to. Was Kev Mac videos. Shout out to Kev Mac videos. I binge watched all his videos. He's like a hood historian, Kev Mac. And he has people from neighborhoods like in LA, right? Like Piru and Inglewood families and 8 Trade Gangsters and Santana Block and all these OGs. Kev Mac has first generation OGs interviews and that are trying to do the positive. And damn, that was a hell of a channel. If you haven't subscribed, shit. And if you're still interested in the street stuff, right? That's the hood stuff, the grimy stuff. To me, it's very entertaining, right? It's very entertaining. And so shout out to Kev Mac. And a lot of people didn't even know this, man. I was actually on Kev Mac's channel already. I've been on Kev Mac videos. It was for promoting one of the fights. And so shit, man. After being on Kev Mac, and then I subscribed over to Big Herc, Fresh Out Series. That's my second channel ever in 2019 I subscribed to. After being on those 2 channels, I could have just retired. I'd be like, shit, I'm already on my favorite platforms, channels. What else do I want, man? But anyways, wrapping up so we can move forward, gente. The Fresh Out interview, the long format interview is on Patreon. I had to really dig back in the memory bank and be like, chingado, you know, it actually took me back. I said that at the beginning of the interview. Herc, I'm going to have to go back into a mentality in order to tell you that because I actually unprogrammed myself. It's hard. A lot of people can't do it. That's why we have 50, 60-year-old cholos. They're dressing like cholos and their kids are in gangs and getting shot and they wonder what's happening. It's not my fault, but, you know, it's generations of gangs, but they can't even see it. You don't know you're fucked up until you pass mentally that mentality, that mindset, and then you look back. Hindsight is better than foresight. And then you look back and be like, fuck, why did I fuck up so long, right? So anyway, so shout out to Big Herc. He dropped about 6 or 8 clips. It was crazy. Selling crack, having a target on my back, that was crazy. I haven't talked about that. Shit, man. Ever since I've been married 22 years, since 2004, January 14th on my birthday. We got married on my birthday, January 14th. I was fresh out. And I've never since, probably the 90s talked about near-death experiences. It's PTSD, gente, but it's not that, oh, well, now I'm going to throw my life away and the gavachos have me and fuck, I can't do shit in life. I'm a victim and there's a system that's holding me down. I'm oppressed and it's none of that shit, man. It's none of that shit. Real quick, I just remembered something, man. I want to give a rest in peace from the bottom of my heart, man. I want to extend my condolences to a brother. His name is Benjamin Amador. Rest in peace, Benjamin Amador. My condolences, from the bottom of my pinche corazón. I can't go deeper than the bottom of my heart. I want to express my condolences over to the familia, the Amador family. I believe he left behind a wife and children. And keep it a buck like I always do, gente. I always tell you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I shut this channel down. I don't even got the time to fucking be on the internet, much less be a liar or anything else, a two-face or do other bullshit. I don't know the man personally, but he reached out to me one time and we DM'd about collabing. And I regret that we didn't do the collaboration. Now I regret it. Now I regret it that we didn't do the collaboration, but he was a man that had turned it around. I'm talking about, rest in peace, Benjamin Amador. He was a man that turned it around, and not only did he turn it around, see, these are the individuals that we need. I don't know why, you know, the good die young is just a saying, but it's a true saying, the good die young. But he actually went back to the community and did some really good work. Matter of fact, I want to say this. One of the pieces of legislation that he worked on helped me personally in my personal life. Which legislation was that? That was, I can't remember the SB or the AB. I think it was AB 1246, something like that. Don't quote me on there. It was the one that helped felons clear their record. Okay. That helped me get an expungement and a dismissal of my last case. The last case was 2003 12021A, ex-felon, and two, at least 186.22s, gang enhancements. And, I was blessed. I had a lawyer, but he was able to strike a strike and some crazy shit. I don't even understand. I'm not a lawyer, but I always hired a lawyer. But Benjamin Ben Amador was on that tip to be able to help, let's say, ex-cons clear their record so they can so they won't be limited as far as their career goes, right? After I did that, the next step, which I'm actually looking into now, is getting a governor's pardon. I want to get a governor's pardon now. I'm pursuing it because it just shows I'm fully rehabilitated. A certificate of rehabilitation is one thing, but I want a governor's pardon. But anyways, Benjamin Amador, rest in peace. I regret not doing that collab. But I just want to say rest in peace over to him, man. All right, anyways, let's see what's up. All right, Ramiro Santibáñez in the casa. That's right, cabron. I appreciate you, cabron. Let me see. Is it? I got the TTS on. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, just want to
Nancy super chatted $39.
I couldn't see that. I was like, what in the world's going on? Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have to refresh it. Okay, I'm going to try to refresh it now. All right. Anyway, hey, gracias, Ramiro Santibáñez. Gente, if you guys are looking for the best pinche hot dogs in the 831, I'm talking about Chicali style, Tijua style hot dogs. You got to hit up my boy Rambo's Hot Dogs. They sell Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They also do catering. Hit them up. Go to Instagram, Rambo's Hot Dogs. It's Rambo, like pinche Rambo, but it's un pinche perro, and he has a chingo de balas all over his chest with a mini pinche AR-15 o algo. That's a Rambo cuete. And so hit up Rambo's Hot Dogs, gente. It's the weekend right now, so get it cracking. Go over there. And if you got a birthday party, you got some catering coming up, and you want Chicali-style hot dogs, go get a quote from my boy. Tell him that Chicano Tube sent you. He'll hook you up. Hey, gracias. I appreciate you, Rambo's Hot Dogs. I appreciate that. Gracias for the super chat. Que el nombre Amador está escrito en el libro de la vida. Aleluya. Hey, absolutely. You know what I mean? Ojalá que está escrito ahí. Ojalá está en la diestra, the right hand of God. And, we all got to go to the judgment seat of Christ. All of us, you know what I mean? So I don't want to be one of these pendejos that didn't turn it around, right? But that's not the thing. The thing is really with your heart. It's not about going to church and poniéndote moños and having a Bible. All that's great and stuff like that. But it's like, do you really have a relationship with them? That's only you know. I can't answer that for you. Only you know. But anyways, I appreciate you, Alberto Soto. Was Ben getting paid? I don't know, bro. A lot of that work, being like an advocate, is not getting paid unless you have registered as a nonprofit like Carol. I want to give a shout out to Carol. She had her second annual fundraiser. It was this Tuesday. It was at 101 Wine Press. I went out there. Umpanak was out there. And that's where I was talking with Chief of Probation in Monterey County. See, gente, I'm rubbing elbows with cabrones in the community that, that are going to really elevate me to the next level. They always say this: if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And your net worth is as good as your network. And I'm not talking about net worth as far as money goes, your value to your community. Your value to your community. Look what happened. Look, Carol did Teen Mom's second annual drive, 101 Wine Press in Prunedale. I went out there. Umpanak, shout out to Umpanak. All you guys know who he is, the biggest promoter in Northern California. That's what Gold Toe said. And Umpanak was there. He pulled up in the pinche commercial van because Carol got so many donations. Gente, one hospital donated $5,000. $5,000 of supplies to teen moms. One hospital. That's the real shit. That's not no internet clout chasing, talking shit, chismeando about other men and women for likes and views. These old washed up men that ain't got nothing to do. They go live 10 times a day because they ain't got no friends in real life, but they ain't really doing shit in real life with the internet. No. Teen Moms Inc., Carol Ledeza, a.k.a. Little Loca. You already know. We call her Little Loca over here. Well, the internet gave her that name, right? Because the Isalinas comes out sometimes. You know what I mean? The Lechuga, the Isalinas comes out sometimes. But she really did it, man. So Chief of Probation Ramirez, shout out to you, cabron. Thank you for giving me that tip. I'm going to go for the full governor's pardon now. And maybe I'll be able to help out the youngsters in probation. You never know. You know what I mean? It's the life is about chapters. You know what I mean? Life is about evolving, growing chapters. Put me in a position to help youngsters and I'll really take off like a fucking jet plane, man. All right, feedme, Mikey, eso positive. That's right, cabrón. Con Rambo character. Yeah, he's got the Rambo character. He tiene un chingo de balazos, man, on the chest. But it's Rambo's Hot Dogs on Instagram. I mean, you know, you gotta have to be local to pick up. I mean, cabrón, you know, he's not gonna send a bunch of fucking glizzies over to LA and shit, you know what I mean? Or wherever you're at, you know, Colorado. I know some gente are from Colorado, Utah in the house. He's not gonna send a bunch of glizzies, right? Speaking of that, you know, it's pinche maniaco minds. All they talk about is putting glizzies in their mouths. That's the sex play. He wants to talk about health, but he's drinking pisto all the time and that bubble. So we're not going to get on that. But anyways, so shout out to Carol, Teen Moms. The fundraiser was great. Gente, do me a favor. Follow Teen Moms Inc. Teen Moms Inc. It's a pink logo on Instagram. We're trying to get her to 1,000. I think you need 1,000 to go live. I think you need 1,000 to go live, but I'm not exactly sure, right? Anyways, that was a long ass intro, gente. We're gonna be talking about tonight. The oldie just popped in my head. Memories of El Monte. Órale. Speaking of El Monte, I don't want to talk about this pinche pendejo orejas de satélite. My shoulder hurts, and you're doing push-ups. Don't talk about it, be about it, then pull up, man. Anyways, let's not get on him. All right. You guys tuned in because you see that caption right there. I always got to put something controversial. Is me stirring the pot. And it's talking about recording the police, right? We're going to start this off. We'll be chopping away at this piece by piece. If you guys want to call in and voice your opinion about what I got to say, you don't have to agree with me. Trust me, I got thick skin, cabrones. This is the people's channel. This is why they call Mikey the voice of La Raza. I don't know if you knew this, right? The voice of La Raza, for one, can't be a gangbanger. For one. Whether it's south, north, east, or west, I don't give a shit. It doesn't make sense, right? It's like you wouldn't want the governor of your state, much less the pinche senator of your state, much less the president of the United States, your president, if you're in this country. You wouldn't want him to be chueco, a cholo, having a mindset that, or just having energy that's not going to be conducive to your goals, right? The number one issue has always been the economy. It'll always be the economy. But that's why they call us the voice of raza. You know, it don't connect me. I don't represent no cholos. I don't represent a neighborhood. I don't represent even all these funny little names they call me on the internet and all this other stuff. It's cool. Let them call me. What the internet is not the real. Matter of fact, what the internet does, it has its whole perspective ass backward. On the internet, the fake is real and the real is fake. On the internet, I'm going to say that one more time. On the internet, the fake is real and the real is fake. That's just point blank. And the real on the internet don't have to explain themselves, don't have to do none of that, man. It's all energy anyways, right? So anyways, all right, here we go. Recording the police, man. Let's talk about recording the police, right? So we've seen a lot of videos circulating. I'm going to post them up right now. Okay, we're going to react to some videos, right, man? Let's just get into it. Shit. Let's just get into it right now. Here we go. All right. So, okay. Interact. Boom. Let me see. Did I have one video? I at least had one video. Where is it? Maybe it was on the other chat. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Chicano Street chat. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. How about we go here? And then we go. Oh, shout out to Loca. Shout out you, home girl. Okay, here it is. Let's do it like this. So you can see it. Let me see. Can you see it? Hopefully you can see it. Let me see. Can you see it? Okay. No results. Come on. I guess that better way. Here's a good example. Let me see if you can see that. Hold on a second. It takes about it's a 20-second delay. I'm watching what you guys are watching. Okay, opens up. Oh, cool. All right, you guys can see it. All right. So let's check this out. Okay, so this is a situation right here. Okay, perfect situation, perfect analogy. Let me just take off the pinche chat because it's covering my pinche cara. I don't like that. Perfect situation right here. Perfect example, perfect situation right here. Hold on, give me a second. I want to make sure that did it come off? All right, did it? What is it, the chat? Is the chat? Oh, there it is. Good, it came off. Perfect example right here, right? A lot of people will say, hey, record the police, record the police. Why not record the police? It'll help you. You can defend yourself. Now, a lot of police have body cams. So, but some people say, hey, you never know. They could turn off the body cams. Okay, I get it. I get all of that stuff. So here's a situation. It looks like the police is pulling someone over in front of the Marathon Burger, which is Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, store in the Crenshaw district in LA, right? Somewhere in downtown LA. So there's a popular hashtag, right? And the hashtag says, record the police. At all times, record the police. Is it legal to record the police? It is. It is legal to record the police if you want to record the police. It is actually illegal if you are, and then I'm talking about if you want to record them and put it on the internet. That's legal. But it's illegal if you want to record the police and you want to talk about private conversations, right? Private conversations you cannot divulge on the internet. That is illegal. That definitely is going to get you caught up. But let's talk about this a little bit more. Let's deep dive, cabron, before we go back and react to other things, right? Like I said, we're going to be chopping away at this thing little by little, right? But we got other things we're going to react to as well. The recording the police. Okay. The first time I heard of recording the police, my clecha kicks in, old school train. I'm old school, gente. Daily Chela put this out on their page the other day. He goes, when was the last generation of cholos, born? Because they're saying that the ones that are now, they're still cholos, but, you know what they mean, right? The ones with Pendletons and all this other shit. And I commented on there. I said, probably 80, 81. I'm born in 81. Probably 80, 81, because they happen to be teens, right? Pre-teens at the turn of the 90s, but really teens through high school. Like me, I'm class of 99 through the mid to late 90s. So the whole 90s was pre and teens, right? So that's what I said. Anything past that, I don't know. This recording the police is new school shit. It's not old school shit. This recording the police is not from the generation that I'm from. I'm 45 right now. Again, born 81, January 14th of 1981, cabrones. And again, the people that say they want my information, just reach out and I'll tell you. I'll tell you where the studio is, my Salinas house, the Monterey house, where the studio is, and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, and a conversation I had with OG, Triple OG. That's what I wanted to say. Damn, I hope I don't forget, man. I had a conversation with OG, Triple OG. A lot of you don't know who he is. Hopefully I don't forget. Hopefully someone comment after I finish making my next point. Someone comment, what did OG, Triple OG say? If someone doesn't comment that shit, I'm gonna forget it. And he said some funny shit. He's seen the new YouTube Yarda fucking 3.0 where it's at right now. And anyways, Someone comment that so I don't forget. But let's go back to recording the police. You can record the police. If you record the police, I get it. You could have intentions. Well, you never know. They could plant polvo on you. They could plant a cohete. Gente, that's happened to me. That's happened to some homies that I know. You know, the thing is with us is we're a little bit different. We'd be in the juvenile or in the camp or in the county or going to reception or some shit, right? Hey, what happened to you? Fucking Pac-Man put a fucking ocho in my fucking shirt. And here I am. And again, no telling. None of us were telling. I mean, recording the police is telling, gente. I'm going to say that again. Recording the police is straight telling. And I come from a generation, for one, you couldn't tell on anything, right? Anything. I mean, anything means anything. A crime, a crimey, a co-defendant, or nothing like that, right? The internet will call someone whatever the fuck they want to call someone, right? Here in my town in Salinas, if you've ever told, you do not, you don't have the balls to stay in this town because those cabrones cannot stay. It's a bad look. It's like having a predator fucking walking around the town. It's like Maniaco Mines. It's a bad look. The dude got a 14-year-old girl pregnant. And he's walking around wherever he's at. Okay, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to disrespect cities, towns. I don't get down like that. Absolutely not. But don't get it twisted. I don't represent anything anyways. We didn't even tell on the police when they would set us up with fucking balls of dope, cohetes, none of that shit. And it happened. I'm probably from the last generation where that shit really did happen. Like on the movie Blood In, Blood Out, right? Remember he got Smokey, Sas. And that was Gallo Negro. He put on, Smokey, you're a two-striker. Boom, he puts a bola de polvo right in the hood, right? Paz, you see this bola de polvo, cabrón? I got you, cabrón. I'm going to sit there. Yeah. But we would be behind the walls talking about, yeah, you know, old boy planted that and whatever. And we didn't even tell on the cops. But now they want to record the police, right? Okay. Different time, right? Different time. That's happened a lot. It's happened. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but it's happened a couple times, right? And I mean, it's like these pinche institutional, even cuando estaba yo en la juvenil and those other places, even them, you know, I remember one time this vato, I mean, he had like reggae braids and a reggae hat, braids and all this other stuff. I'm not going to say where it's at because then people from the 831 will know who it was or whatever. But I was a kid, though. I will say that. I was a kid. The dude pulls out a baggie out of his pinche dreadlocks, gente. He pulls a baggie out of his dreadlocks a la chingada. And it's like, it's the night shift. It's 10 o'clock, whatever. Everyone switches. Ahora he starts twisting it up. Boom, boom, boom. Diaz, Campos, Solorio, Lara, Benitez, and blah, blah, blah. Report to the podium. Then we go and we do what we do, right? And not just that, everyone else heard it. Everyone else is watching through the window. No one's telling. But why? I'm not saying this is a good thing. Obviously, this is a pinche. Yeah, it's a story, right? It's a story, but it pertains to what I'm talking about, right? R.I.P. Donicio Torres, man. Rest in peace over to him, man. Rest in peace over. I don't know who that is. Is he from the 831? Is that someone I should know? I don't know. Shout out to Corco, man. Door security. Watson is in the house. Shout out to Ray Reason, my best man, cabron, is in the house. Gente, I don't even know if you knew this, gente. My best man, my compa who's in the comment section right now, Ray831 Ray. You know who his cousin is? You know, Ray, I got to play that one, gente. I got to, Ray. I got to play that one, Ray. I got to, cabron. This is his cousin. My compa, my best man in my wedding, who I chose. And it was, I looked at picking my best man at my wedding. I wasn't trying to pick the best homeboy. I wasn't trying to pick the most hardest dude or the downest fucking dude. I looked at picking the best man at my wedding as some serious shit, man. This is someone who I believe in my absence would be worthy to step up to the plate, man. If my children needed it. Well, of course, if the other spouse is alive, then obviously that. And then, of course, they go to the family and all grandparents and all. But I'm just saying, I looked at it as that serious. And my compa Ray, man. So shout out to you, Ray. Ray, I got your cousins. Shout out to your cousin. A lot of people, because this is 831, cabrón. Look at this.
Trae bien loco, esos ojazos, está bien chula. Mija, tú me fascinas. Hermosa, tú eres única. Ponte bonita, tú no preguntes pa' dónde vamos.
I had to, Ray. I couldn't, carnal. I just saw you in the comment section. It's because people don't know how we do around here, right? We got a lot of talent. You got music talent in your family. It's beautiful, right? Because God gives us all talents, right? It's a beautiful thing. Look at your pinche. That's his primo. He's the lead vocalist. I'm not talking about they're all his cousins. I'm talking about the lead vocalist, ese way right there, Alex. So we got to see a show, cabrón. I think you went to go see him already at the sports complex, right? I know you didn't hit him up for tickets or nada. You're like, fuck, we all got to do what we got to do, right? Plus, I want him to get paid because, shit, I would want to get paid for my trade. You want to get paid for your services. Look at what God gave your cousin, bro. Anyways, let's go back to recording the police. I don't even know. Let's go back to that. I want to put on the big camera, though. Let me see. The big camera? Let me see. Yeah. Oh, perfect. All right. Woo! Man, te digo, cabrón. Puro pinche Tamualipas, that's right, cabrón. I was hoping his primo was Tito Loke's Money Gang. Yeah, no, it's not. But I know who that is. I know who Tito is. Actually, I don't know if it's the same Tito. I take that back. I know a Tito, but he's probably my age, and I met him in K-Pod one time, and he was a serious individual, cabrón. He's from Casitas. That's another Tito, though. Anyways, shout out to Ray Reezy. Shout out to you, cabrón. Hey, I appreciate you, te digo. All right, I'm digressing now, telling. So I told you, the guy pulls out a 20. He twists it up. They call our names. We're in like a dorm. It was a dorm in the juvenile. It was D unit. And so no one told. Why did he have the confidence to call up 6 youngsters, which were just the homies? They're all homies, right? There was some Sureños. There were some Southsiders, but very, very, very few. Very, very, very few. I actually told that on the Fresh Out interview with Big Herc about the Sureño explosion. How that all happened. When at first, you would have half the cells on B unit, which was the unit that most of them, if they were gonna send you to YA, they'll put you in B unit, right? I remember half of the cells being empty in B unit because there wasn't, against Salinas back in the 90s, not a lot of Sureños, right? But I told that on the Big Herc interview, and then American Me came out, and then all of a sudden, Sureños got a little bit emboldened. Not a little bit, a lot emboldened, and just stepped up to the fucking plate and said, fuck that, we're banging just like these motherfuckers are banging, right? And then I remember B Unit, at one point, I remember it being overcrowded. And I'm talking about B1, the Sureño side. Now they had 3 in a room. They had a bed, and the third cabron would like sleep at the feet of the bed, and the throw down bed, which was green, like this, or plastic, gray plastic with a green mattress, he would sleep like this way. And I remember there was 3 of them, but I talked about that in the Fresh Out series, so I'm digressing. But why didn't the pinche guardia, why didn't he trip and say, oh, shit, they're going to rat on me? Oh, they're going to tell on me. Because we were different. Not even the police we would tell on. So we'll be chipping away at this whole live because I want to react to other shit. We got that crazy chick that killed her pinche niños. We got other shit going on, Carmelo Anthony, a lot of other shit going on, right? Some chick got whacked. Some Hollywood chick got whacked. We're going to react to those things tonight. Oh, and don't forget, on Monday, we got a special episode, gente. It's 831 Day on Monday. It's 831 Day. And so we're going to have a special episode with Umpanak and Carol, a.k.a. Little Loca, on Monday, gente. So we're going to do it how we do it over here. It's going to be a special episode. Tune in for that one. It's going to be Monday, 7 o'clock. We're going to do the way we always do it. We'll have the pre-live up for the chat can get popping. We'll do the 360 photo booth, and then we'll kick it off right here and handle business, man. That's going to be 831 on Monday. Special episode. Let me just touch a little bit more on recording the police. And if you guys say, fuck that, Mikey, you have a different opinion, we got to record them. They're doing us dirty. I want to hear it. You can call me 831. Look at the phone number scrolling right across the bottom. 831-204. Let me put this a little bit this way. That way the Instagram is right in the middle. Okay, yeah, the Instagram's right in the middle. You can call me 831-204-6977. Again, this is the People's Platform, gente. This is Chicano Tube, the voice of La Raza, the voice of the people. And I want to hear your opinion, like when Cesar Chavez, all that scandalo, kicked off, everything else. I want to hear your opinion on recording the police. Enlighten me. Because, again, maybe I'm an older head. A lot of the youngsters, they call me that, right? Older. I'm an older head. It's old thinking. To me, you pull up the phone and you record something. I'm not from that generation, so I really don't understand it. I really don't. You will see your homeboy getting stomped out, or your homie or your friend, whatever you want to call him, the homeboy thing, that Chicano's coming out of me again. You'll see your friend getting packed out, and instead of helping them, why are you pulling out your phone? No serio. Nowadays, they don't even need this flock cameras. They're talking about in Salinas, right? Some people were at the city council meeting. They're getting mad. Cameras are recording us everywhere. I don't give a fuck how many cameras are recording me. El que no debe, no teme, güey. I'm going to say that again. I don't give two shits. If they got 200 cameras on every pinchy street corner, I'm still going to handle my business every day. Now, what we can talk about is the cost of the cameras and blah, 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 whether they should be fixing the streets, the potholes, etc. Gente, I'm going to have Mayor Donahue come back on the podcast, okay? And I think I'm going to invite Margaret Diarrigo, also, because she's seeking re-election. And I don't want you to think, whether you're watching me on all platforms, I don't want you to think I'm limiting it to, if you want to come on the platform and voice your voice, all you got to do is reach out to me. All you got to do is reach out to me, because some people were in my DMs. Oh, Mikey, you back up the mayor. Don't you know he's backed up by Big Ag? I'm like, what the fuck? Big Ag? Calma tus pinches calzones with your Big Ag. But let me check this out. Now that I'm talking about that. Big Ag, right? Someone's talking about Big Ag. How are you going to have the mayor? He's supported by Big Ag and all this. Gente, I would love, one of my life's missions, I would love to be able to take care of the pesticide problem that we have. We have a problem. We definitely have a problem in the 831 when it comes to pesticides. I don't like... The last time I went jogging in the fields, it looked like there was a bunch of Ajax powder all over the plants, a bunch of white powder all over the floor. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Okay, but if I want to solve that problem, it's not going to be talking shit about ag, talking shit about the owners of the fields, the contractor. That's not how I'm going to get shit done, gente. That's not. I'm going to give you some behind the scenes shit right here. And I hope this makes a lot of sense to la raza. I know it is, because most of my raza is fucking high IQ. Rednecks, Tex-Mex, Vet. That's right, cabrón. I appreciate you. Ray 831 Ray. That's right. Your primos clave especial, cabrón. That's right. That's right. And your primos 4x4. I can't get that song out of my head, cabrón. You know what I mean? And no one ever said 4x4 like that. You know what I mean? 4x4. I'm going to give you some real shit right here. This is some real shit right here. Do you want to know why? This is some behind-the-scenes shit right here we're putting out on the internet. Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Shout out. I'm going to add more platforms, too. I think I'm going to add TikTok. I'm probably going to end up Kick later. We're already streaming on Facebook. Anyways, here's some real shit. Do you know why there hasn't been massive ICE raids in the 831? Do you know why? I'm going to tell you right now, cabrones. Okay. This is what my point was, my previous point. This enforces my previous point. This strengthens my previous point. You could do something that's counterproductive and the raza's the one that suffers. Or you could do something that's productive and the raza benefits. What do you prefer? The raza to suffer or the raza to benefit and prosper and thrive? Let me tell you what it is. The ag leaders here in the 831, okay? And there's some big pinchy tycoons, right? These are tycoons, right? Me and my wife have had the privilege of rubbing elbows. Even, as a matter of fact, we even in our professional careers as photographers have been contracted by these cabrones because they wanted the best of the best. The best of the best, you're going to hire my wife if you got the money. Because just to sit down and talk about your wedding is like 3 G's. You know, and it just serio. My wife was on that level. My wife taught photographers. She went to Cannery Row and did like 2 or 3 workshops over there with all those fucking 30 photographers on Lighthouse, Cannery Row, Monterey. They're all in the room. My wife teaching them. And they've been in the game 30 years. My wife's been in the game 5 years. But it was because I was on a 3-day fast and God told me that camera's in the closet. I'm going to make a business out of it. It's going to flourish. So we had we had an advantage to everyone else. We had the anointing of God on our business and almost felt like an advantage. And everyone else is trying to study photography. And God just dropped the mantle of photography on my wife and me. Anyways, what I was saying is this. The leaders of ag are working with the administration, which is 47, which was the 45, right? The president. Instead of burning the fucking city down, rioting, pushing over cars, fuck ICE, fuck the police, and all this other shit, right? That wasn't going to help La Raza. So instead, what the leaders of the ag industry did here was we're going to work with the administration. And guess what happens when you work with the administration? This is what's benefited La Raza 100%. That's why in Monterey County, La Raza sleeps easy. They thrive. They prosper. Guess what happens? No motherfucking mega ICE raids where people are getting snatched up. That's not happening in Monterey County. So the ag owners, the bigwigs, the tycoons, they could have been like the rest of the bola, fuck ICE, stolen land, fuck the president. And next thing you know, ICE raids, locked them up, grabbing them, snatching them. All these videos where it came out, oh my gosh, they're tearing the kid, the parent, and all this other. And those are graphic, heartstring pulling videos. I'm not saying I'm for that, but I'm just saying everyone's in the fucking recording era right now, which is what I'm telling you about recording the police. You want to tell them the police? Tell them the police. You can tell them the police all you want. If you get behind the walls and that ends up on some paperwork, that might not work out for you, though. You're not even supposed to tell on the police. But again, I'll leave that alone. So what actually benefits La Raza? Should they have been fuck ICE and fuck the president? And then maybe 20, 30, 40% of La Raza in Monterey County would have been in INS detention and deported? Or should they have reached out like they did and say, how can we work together? We want to preserve these people who are the only people that are going to do this job. No one else is going to fucking be in the fields, break their backs. Gente, I did insurance for like 4 years, okay? I used to do insurance for the ag contractors. They would have to send me their payroll, their insurance, all their expenses and financials. And I would see that a lot of insurance claims were from La Raza because they were breaking their fucking backs. Literally breaking their backs. So what's better? Keep the Raza here, keep them protected, and they keep thriving? Or should they have been fuck ICE and fuck the president and 40% of them gone? I'm telling you. I don't even know how I got to that point. But anyways. Rednext Tex-Mex said, Mikey, I think if we had cameras back then, we would have been recording. Okay, I respect that, bro. I respect it. You know, the only cameras we had, again, I was a kid in the 80s, cabrón. You know, that's when I was watching fucking Thundercats, A La Chingada, comic cards. Matter of fact, I got them right here, my comic cards. I busted those out on the live with Donnie. Go back maybe a couple of lives. You see the one with Donnie. Donnie Mullins came back. I'm going to talk about OG Triple OG too right now. Donnie Mullins came back. I busted out my comic cards. I had a full Marvel and DC comic set. We did that, bro. We had camcorders and stuff like that. Recording the police, I don't know, bro. Anytime we got popped and busted, the jig was up, bro. You know, pendejos wonder why they get shot. Pendejos wonder why they get fucking 6 feet under. They're running from the police. They're getting their cars, smashing their cars into the police. There was a gabacha in Minnesota. She did that. She tried to hit one. She went, and one of the cops fucking clipped the cop. They unloaded a clip in her, and the cops are the bad guys. Okay. I mean, I just come from the generation when, you know, the SWAT team came and they fucking batter rammed the door. It was over, bro. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? We didn't even tell them the police, but we could have recorded the police. I don't know. Am I saying they're all I'm not saying fucking that. No, don't even get it twisted. I'm just trying to give you guys some logic and common sense, man. That's all I'm trying to do. All right. Oh, man, I can't get that song out of my head, Ray. I don't even know if you're still here. 4x4. That's your cousins, cabrón. Shit, that's crazy. All right. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about this case right here. I think I had another one, right? I think Hot Wheela. Here it is. This is from Hot Wheela Media. All right. So this is from Hot Wheela Media, you guys. Let's get into some topics tonight. Again, if you want to express your opinion on recording the police, maybe you say we should record the police. Okay, cool. Maybe you're with me. Fuck, Mike. You know, el que no debe no teme. That's how I look at it. El que no debe no teme. You could put 1,000 flock cameras on every pole, and I could care less. I'm still going to be grinding, handling my business, and doing what I do. Right, eating baseball steaks, barbecuing all the weekend. And listening to fucking Ray's cousins, fucking Clave Especial, right? Let's talk about this right here, right? We're living in a day and age right now where sympathy is now a criminal defense. Damn, I'm gonna have to say that again. Sympathy now is a criminal defense, right? Emotions are a criminal defense. Hormones, like in this case right here, is a criminal defense. Mental health now is a criminal defense. If there was a father que mata sus 3 hijos, this is some real shit, man. This is not a joke. I'm not laughing. I'm a funny dude. I have a great sense of humor. But this is not funny. Okay? So if you're looking for the fucking happy hour right now, this is the happy hour fucking is over, right? We'll get back into some other shit, but not with this fucking topic, right? If there was a man y él mató sus 3 hijos, okay? I got to say it in Spanish, you guys, because, you know, we're on YouTube, and you already know who the bosses of YouTube are, and they won't fucking even let me put the video up. If there was a man y él mata sus pinche 3 hijos, there would not be a single man, not one single male. Male means XY chromosome, right? Ding-a-ling, man. We know what men are, right? We're not confused like a lot of liberals are. A man, right? Not a chick with a fucking beard, okay? Don't get it twisted. Right? Let's keep what men are, cabrones, all right? There would not be a single man, a single male in the United States that would step up and defend the guy, right? But times have changed, right? Times have changed. There was actually a movie called 15 Minutes with Robert De Niro. Did anyone ever see that movie, 15 Minutes? Came out in 2001. Great movie. Great movie. 2 immigrant dudes from Russia, Serbia, somewhere over there, came to the United States, started seeing some talk shows, and there was a guy who slept with his father's fucking chick. or side chick or miss or whatever, his father's new chick. And the son slept with the father's chick, and the son was crying, saying, I'm the victim. I'm really the victim. And you had the whole crowd saying, "Aw, you know what? He's right. Let's hear him out and have some compassion and sympathy." Fuck that. But that movie, 15 minutes, told of where society was going. We're in a deplorable fucking stage of depravity in society now, where you will have a chick que mata sus tres hijos, and she will raise over $1 million in her GoFundMe. $1 million blows me away, right? Well, this is crazy because you see this lady right here? You see all the burns on her arms? It goes to show you a sign of the time. That's how I know Jesus is coming back soon. That sky can crack tonight. You need to make sure you're right with Jesus. That sky can crack tonight, and it's over. This is how I know we're in the last days. The mother on the left, check this out. Mother pulls all 6 of her children out of a raging house fire. This mom on the left. All 6 of her children raging. She pulls them all out, going back in 3 times. Trip out. 3 times, despite burns covering 93% of her body. That's a mom. That's a mama bear that's going to take care of her cubs. She didn't give a shit if she was on fire like fucking Johnny Torch, the Human Torch. She was going to get her 6 kids out of that house fire. But here's the sad thing about society. Look at this. The money raised for her was only $42,000. That's all she gets. This mother who pulled out 6 children gets $42,000. Now look on the right. This chick tiene la cara del pinche diablo. She has, look at her eyes have no soul in her eyes, right? But the mother on the right mata sus 3 hijos by strangling them. Can you even imagine? I can't imagine. It reminds me of that pendejo Chris Watts. And even that pendejo Peterson, but Peterson, you know, his child was in the mom's stomach. I mean, it doesn't make it less, but still asesinó su hijo, but it was in the mom's stomach, right? Chris Watts horcó sus 2 hijas, had to stare at his 3-year-old daughter. La horcó. Had to stare at his 5-year-old daughter. Y la horcó. Then he drove with their bodies and put them inside an oil tanker at his job site, right? All because he wanted a new girl. Y luego mató la mamá. He wanted to start a new life. That's some crazy shit. But the mother on the right, this goes to show you we're in the last days. She didn't save 6 kids like the mother on the left who had 93% burns on her body. She gets over $1 million on her GoFundMe. Over $1 million, right? Who is even backing this chick up? Who are these donations coming from? Well, the truth of the matter is they're mostly liberal women. Because they, that's what liberal women do. You know what I mean? They go for radical shit, extreme shit. I feel for her. It's not her fault. Which I don't believe none of this shit. I'm just repeating what they say. She's the victim and all this other shit. Whew. Ah, man. Let's wrap this one up because this one's gonna fuck me up, man. This one's really fucking me up. Ray 831, yup, facts. That's right, my boy. Hey, how about the tire tax shit? I'm telling you, man. California, we got a chance to put the right governor in office. I mean, I don't hang on a cliff on any politician. I mean, one politician will come in, do shit for 2-3 years, 4 years. Another one will come in, flip the whole thing backward. Don't hang off any politician, man. Hang on Jesus, okay? Jesus is going to get you to the promised land. I'm telling you that. Politician, yeah, he'll improve your life. And I'm not saying don't vote, because then people don't vote, but they're the biggest fucking complainers are the people that don't vote. So yeah, vote. And but anyways, I'm not really into politics. I'll tell you what I believe, but you know, it is what it is. If you're from the street code, don't record or tell on no one. If you're a civilian, you can record or tell. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, I don't know how they're going to see you as a civilian that used to be in the streets. You know, that's different. But again, that's a lot of that stuff is kind of behind the wall politics. It doesn't really it doesn't click to squares that have never been behind the walls that are out here, right? They're going to record the police because they might think, okay, something wrong could happen. And let me just record. Let me go back. I'm going to take this fucking weirdo looking chick off my screen because she's kind of creeping me out. You know, I believe you can be coming from a good place to say record the police. I'm just like not one of those individuals that is gonna pull the camera out to record a police. Well, especially I'm not gonna get in shit that's not my business. First of all, right? It's none of my business, so I'm not gonna get in shit, right? Do I believe things happen that are not straight, that are crooked? Absolutely, I'm telling you. I have had shit planted on me. I've had buddies have shit planted on them. None of us hold rancor. We're just like, it's part of the game. There's crooked cops. You get nightstick calentada. You get a nightstick calentada. I'm not going to be one of these cabrones that's just going to tell you racism and all that, because that's going to brew a victim mentality inside of you. And you're going to be like, fuck the police, racism every day. Gente, if I were to talk about that shit every single day, fuck the police, fuck ICE, racism every single day, we'd have like 1 million subscribers right now. 1 million. Because then I'd be in with the cool kids, but I'd rather keep it a buck with you and say, we got to approach shit with common sense. One bad apple doesn't mean the whole pinchy basket's bad. It doesn't. I've had calentadas. Actually, I told that on Fresh Out. I had a calentada one time. I got snatched up by the gang task force. This is the first time they threw me in the adult side. It's members only shit, but I'll put a little bit out there. I don't like to put too much because next thing you know, they're going to say, oh, you think you're bad. You think you're a tough guy. Fuck, man. Go look for a tough guy channel, man. Go look like for these fucking washed up. Go like Tecato Fitness, or go to someone else's channel, The Walrus, or someone else's fucking channel that thinks that they're overgrown gang members and I'm from my hood and I'm from my barrio and they're fucking 60 years. Go watch them, man. You're getting it twisted over here. We speak positivity over here. Fuck all that. But they threw me one time. I was either 15 or 16 in the adult side, right? And when they threw me in there, I had a mouth. When I was a youngster, I had a mouth on me. Like, te iba a rayar a la chingada. Fuck, you know. I had a mouth on me. They rushed me. 3 of them rushed me. I get a calentada, a shiner, a mouse, scratches, whatever, little black eye, whatever, right? Next thing you know, a Huda opens my door. Again, this is the first time I'm in the adult side of the PD. This is the old PD. It's not the new PD, but the old PD downtown Lincoln. And you know what I was thinking? I'm no sabía, right? I'm thinking I'm 15, 16. I'm like, damn, I must be in trouble now because now they used to put us in a room where you had a big ass they're like desks and big ass windows because we're minors, we're kids, right? You can see what we're doing and shit. But this time they put me over here. I'm like, damn, I'm really in trouble now. You know what I mean? They put me in the... And so I had a mouth. 3 of them rushed me. And it is what it is. My mouth got me into that. Not thinking of recording the police. Not thinking as soon as I get out of here, I got some good attorneys. Let me go file some paperwork. I'm really going to get a check on this one. Oh, I'm going to be set for life. I'll hit the stand. Your Honor. Yes, all of the police. Let me tell on... Calma tu pinche pedo, right? But again, we're in a different generation. And so the next thing you know, one officer opens the door and he's like, Diaz, what are you doing here? And I know him. It was I don't want to say his name, but it was a negrito. He was tall, like 6'2". He had like that little curl the little puffy, you know, the puffy hair that kind of went in the back. Ray probably knows who it is. If my compa's still in here, Ray probably knows who it is. He had a little puffy little fro, but it kind of went back here. He was like 6'1". He was, you know, he had size on him too. I mean, he wasn't skinny. He wasn't fat. I'm not saying he was mamado, but he had size on him. He was 6'2". He told me, Diaz, what are you doing here? And he knew I was 15 or 16. You know what he did? He let me out the back door. And you know what I did? I went back to the party and shit. That's what I did. I went back to the party. Did I go and tell? And did I want to? Anyway. All right. Power to the people. That's right, cabrón. That's right. Let me see one. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of government officials wanting social. Bro, it's most of the brown activists on Instagram want that, bro. They want that. They're trying to, you know, just. It's like we're stuck with really two systems. I mean, it's like we got Democrats and Republicans. That's all we got. You don't have to do nothing. You can be independent. You don't have to like the systems, but it's like we got to work with what we got. It's like every time there's two pendejos that we have to vote for president, we have to pick the lesser of the two evils. People get mad. Oh, you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump fucking 3 times. You name his opponent all those 3 times and tell me they had a higher IQ. It wasn't really the IQ. It was who I felt. I'm like, wait a second. This dude is the billionaire who made Mike Tyson a multimillionaire, several people multimillionaires. Before there was Las Vegas, the mecca of boxing, it was his hotel, Atlantic City. And Oprah's his friend, and all these people are his friend, Bobby, Whitney, and all that. But then he runs for politics. They make a rap song about him, and I'm supposed to say, fuck him? That's not how I saw him. So I'm just not a pump-up case. I'm not, you know, easy to pump up. I'm not a follower. In none of the 3 cases that I ever feel the other person was authentic. I try to vote for the person I thought was authentic, real. I thought a businessman we're gonna be better off than a polished politician who's been there for 60 years and we still got the same problems. 50 years, we still got the same problems. So we could either have capitalism, which is, you know, profit for private goods, consumers, you know, selling, trading private goods with no ceiling, private profits, or we can have socialism. But if you show me socialism, then I'll ask you this. If you say socialism is the best system, because, you know, a lot of even the Chicano movement, a lot of them también, the socialist Marxist ideologies were back then, right? Because even they didn't want Republicans, Democrats, and shit like that. So they're going over into Che Guevara, Marxism, socialism. Then I'll tell them like this, well, show me a country that it's ever worked at, bro. Show me. I'm not saying healthcare for all is a bad thing. I'm not saying that. Am I saying that? Don't put words in my mouth. I'm just saying you could either have freedom or you cannot. I'd rather choose freedom. That's it. Am I saying it's better? Yeah. Mi amiga Denise Aguilar, she posted a funny one. It was it was a conservative, right? Or MAGA or something like that. And it was staring in the mirror. And then he was a brown dude staring in the mirror, and then staring back at him era un pinche gabacho that looked like He-Man. So it was like the Mexican dude is trying to be a fucking gabacho, right? Because he voted for Trump or something like that, right? And it's funny and it's cool. I don't care. Either way, I don't give a shit. You could vote for a fucking unicorn. I can give a shit. Vote for a fucking tampon. But I don't vote for your fucking tu abuela. I don't give a fuck, right? But again, I'm always gonna vote the lesser of the two evils, right? So I was just like, you know, don't be easily pumped up. Don't be easily manipulated. I believe la raza mexicana at its core, bro. I'm talking to just to everyone now, you know, whether you want to hear it at its core, bro. La raza mexicana at its core is conservative, bro. That's 100%, man. You're never going to convince me otherwise, right? We're for God. We're for having big families with a lot of children. We have pride for our country. Viva Mexico. All the cabrones that are Viva Mexico, Viva. We have pride. Bro, if my mom was alive, even my grandma, and you know my mother, Ray, if you're still here, compa. I went to go see her today. I shined her up. I seen Big Joe yesterday. Big Joe was the one that went to the gala. His first generation fruit stand. He's working on a book, gente. When Big Joe's book when Big Joe Lopez book comes out, I'm going to bring him on the platform. He was first generation fruit stand. He knows all the first generation fruit standers. That's not why I'm bringing him on, but he has a hell of a story. He went from that to a top executive Santa Clara sheriff, 30 years retired. Started the neighborhood, went to the boys' ranch, did all this crazy shit with the original ones, Manos, Batman, Big Mondo, Cricket, all the originals. It's turning it around to he's writing a book. But anyways, I visited moms and I forgot where I was even going with that. I was like digressing. I was visiting moms. I was talking about socialism. Oh, yes. I was visiting moms. Bro, if my moms was alive, bro, imagínate. You know, some of these pinchy chicks, and again, I'm not getting in women's business. It's not my business. I don't get in women's business, what to do with their body. Hey, do with your body what you want to do with your body. But there was a chick that had a shirt on. She said, I've had 40 abortos. And with a big smiley face. Hey, you're in America. You have freedom of speech. Use that freedom of speech, okay? You killed 40 de tus pinches, or 30 or 20. I don't know. She had a high number, right? It had a zero behind it. Maybe it was 20 or 30. Tenía 30 abortos. If my mother was alive, who my mother exhibited the highest Mexican traditional values. If my mother was alive and I were even to pitch that idea, well, Amato, ya sabes que sí está embarazada, pero a lo mejor vamos a hacer esto. ¿Qué? That's what my mom would say. Ni lo mande Dios. My mom, if she was alive, she'd be, ni lo mande, dame ese niño. I could imagine. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anyone other than me? Did anyone else grow up with Mexican parents that had traditional Mexican values? That's us. That's us. Is that a perfect party? No. But I'm still going to vote for the lesser of the two evils that has those fucking kind of values. This chick right here, the backup that this chick is getting is from the other side. Los que matan, again, that's your business. That's your business. But that's not, give me the child. Matter of fact, one of the goals that me and the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife is before we leave this earth, we're going to open a foster home. I already looked into it. I already seen the paperwork. I already looked into it. We're going to open up a foster home. That's one thing that I want to do. But the chicks that were backing up this chick que matara sus hijos are the wacko chicks. The psycho. Look. It's let me see. It was on the other feed. Let me see. Mija, ponte bonita. 4x4.
Of support today for Lindsay Clancy. Hundreds of women, all dressed in pink, cheered the accused mom as she arrives in a police caravan for her murder trial. Supporters ran across the field to greet Lindsay. Some came with their babies. They held up heart hands during a silent rally for the mom who strangled her 3 young children, then jumped from the second-floor window, leaving her paralyzed for life.
It's a buzz around here, guys.
Fox News legal analyst Chanley Painter, a former prosecutor, actually wore pink in her live report as she spoke to Lindsay's defense attorney, who was greeted with cheers.
Hey, guys. What do you think of the support for Lindsay Clancy out here?
Lindsay Clancy is not just in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the trial is being held. There are gatherings across the USA today. An astounding show of support today.
Compa Ray says, yeah, I loved your mom. She helped me heal after I was getting shot. She used marijuana and all my oil on all my scars. Yeah, it was actually Savila way. It was actually Savila. It's been a while. It's been a while, cabrón. That was what was it? That was about 2000, right? It was Savila way. But remember when she cut the aloe plant? Remember she had it on the porch on Soledad Street. When she cut the aloe plant, compa, Savila smells strong, bro. Almost like whoa, it's like real strong. But bro, this is natural remedies. This is exactly how God created us to self-heal. A lot of people don't talk about fasting. I do 72-hour fast once a month, compa. And then I do a 48-hour fast at least another 2 times a month because that's an internal cleansing, rebooting of the immune system, cleaning out of the colon, flushing out of excess cells that we don't need, and strengthening our immune system. You know what I mean? Rebooting our immune system. It was actually Savila, and our ancestors did that, bro. All they did was cut plants. They lived to be way more than us because they weren't eating shit, processed food, and all this other stuff, right? But it was Savila way, and then the scar you had right here, it was red forever. Remember, it was red forever. Overnight, you called me in the morning, and you told me for the first time in 2 years or something, it turned brown. But it was Savila way. That's natural remedy. That's mom's. I saw her today. I was shining her up, her caja. Mikey, you remember the run for governor during the Terminator era? It was Ron Jeremy, Kanye West, Bridget, what the hell? Another Peace Star and a few weirdos. What a time, huh? I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I know we had Arnold in there. I don't remember Ron Jeremy also ran. Well, Ron Jeremy, he did a R. Kelly, and so he's behind the wall, so it's a wrap for him, you know what I mean? Just like the guy, the New York film producer también, that birthed the whole Me Too movement and all that. Those dudes, it's a wrap. It's a cancellation. That's some maniacal minds stuff, predator stuff that I still can't believe that anyone would go and support maniacal minds. Go listen, let me hear. Oh, master, teach me. Like a couple pendejos. I would love for me to acknowledge them on here. They don't get acknowledgement. Just pull up on line 12. We don't need no contracts, none of that way. Pull up. The invitation is open. Pull up. You get the feria after I beat your ass. Then you get the feria, but pull up. You and your little dinosaur arms and your beer belly, pull up, man. And I'm not going to acknowledge you and put you on blast because I did the same thing to Tecato Fitness, and now he was averaging more views from 200 views to 1,000 views. To anyone that wants to handle their business, handle your business. And the people that talk shit, ask them why aren't they handling their business. That's what I said. The internet got it fucked up. The real are fake and the fake are real. The internet rather supports someone who talks shit about someone and doesn't handle their business. I'll hold. All right, but anyways, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about something else. Let's react to something else because that is crazy. This chick is crazy. Mija. Ponte bonita. This came across my feed right here, gente. I want to touch on this real quick. The laws have changed. A lot of people don't know, right? As far as juvenile offenders, they've taken away the YAs. When they shut down the YAs, most of them came to my camp group over here at the youth center, and all my youngsters have black eyes. They're throwing chingazos every night. I get it. The youth authority, they don't want them to be wards of the state and some kind of YA to prison pipeline. I get all that shit. Really, it was a money move. It was trying to save money. And that's why I think really, I think it was to save money. That's why they jumped in to close the YAs down and said, let's just leave them to local authorities. Yeah, but some of these high caliber individuals, they need maximum security facilities. I mean, I just got to keep it a buck. But that's just my opinion. Other people would be like, no, I'll put them all together, huh? Then it's going to turn into predator and prey. Then the fucking hardcore bangers are going to go over here and tell fucking Timmy, who's 12, 13, hey, what did mom get us this month? But anyways, I don't want to get too much into that. So the laws have changed. There's a youngster came out on the news, 14 years old. He got busted for a hot one, a murder over there. I think it was on the east side. It was at East Salinas Laundromat in April, right? And because the laws have changed in California, which is a very liberal state, we know it is, and you can take that how you want to, good, bad, I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's a very liberal state. The laws have changed. Now the maximum, if you're under 16 years old, the maximum sentence you can receive in California for a hot one is 7 years. 7 years. Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't stutter. I wanted to make sure I'm very, very clear with this. 7 years. I'm just wondering if these kind of laws are going to do more harm than good inside the community, because now the word is going to get out to all the youngsters. Hey, man, if you're not 16 years old, this is like back in the day when they used to give older homies 7 to life, like in YA for murder. They'll give them 7 to, it's kind of like the similar thing. You get 7 years, and most of them were out like in 3 to 5. So I'm just wondering if these laws are going to enable more crime than they should be, because that's all you get is 7 years. You took someone's life. You get to enjoy your life. This youngster will be out probably a little bit after he turns into an adult. You get to enjoy the rest of your life. But the family of the victim is always going to do what I do Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, I go to the cemetery, gente. I'm at the cemetery Monday through Friday, okay? The family, the victim family is going to have to do what I do. Go to the cemetery, cry their eyeballs out. I was crying for like 2 years when my mom died. 2 years. All the regrets, everything I put her through until finally I heard mom say, okay, that's enough, man. You're going to mess up your immune system and move forward now. I got to see you turn it around. Now look what you're doing in the community. Just keep on doing that, right? It's like Bud Light. A lot of people know who Bud Light is. Some pendejo who talks about, I took someone's life. He does like 5 videos on it every year. The day I took someone's life. The 1-year anniversary I took someone's life. The decision to take someone's life. And Pelican Bay, about Pelican Bay, the worst of Pelican Bay, the best of Pelican Bay, the food of Pelican Bay. This pendejo, imagine the individual's life he took. They go on the internet, see this pinche pendejo drunk. Every night, drunk on the internet. How do you think they feel? How would you feel? How would you feel? Your son's life got taken, and the pendejo that did it is free to live his life. And on top of that, what even makes it worse, has no remorse. And then on the internet is acting like an overgrown fucking kid, drinking, getting drunk every night, talking shit, doing videos, talking shit about people. This is why I believe, you might not agree with me, but I believe this. If you take a life, you should do life. I know the prison advocates, free them all, free the homies, close down the prisons. You're not going to agree with me, but I'm going to tell you the real. If you take a life, you should do life and not get to live the... I don't give a shit if your brain wasn't developed. I don't give a shit. You have a family that for the rest of their life has to do what I'm doing, go to the cemetery. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but, I'm just going to leave it there. You know what I mean? Let's keep it pushing, man. Let me see. Buenas noches, safe journey. That's right, Death Row. I appreciate you, cabrón. Mikey, you ever hear the crisis actors of the fourth branch, the media starting their powerful narrative to divide more, agendas to benefit the elite? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I might have something like that. Well, we could talk about this because this was actually something a little bit related. You're talking about elites and stuff like that. But yeah, bro, the raza... We don't know. We don't organize protests like that, bro. When they start pulling up with cinder blocks, bricks, gas masks, who's dropping that off? The güeros, bro. The güeros. It's just like I had an OG told me one time, this is some real shit right here. Okay, think about it like this. Say if the gabachos don't like, some pre-civil rights shit, right? I don't think it's happening now. It could be, but I don't know. But I don't think it's happening now. Pre-civil rights shit. If the gabachos don't like the Mexicanos, right? And then all of a sudden, the Mexicanos turn on each other and start getting into fucking guerras, right? Wars, gang banging, or whatever the wars are, right? It's in the best interest of the gabachos. Again, I'm not saying it's happening now, but the gabachos will look at that, like an OG told me this, and then I heard of some stories in LA that this has happened as well. Oh shit, look at them. Instead of us having to put any kind of resources or energy to try to, fucking knock them down because we don't like them for whatever the reason, right? A lot of pre-civil rights shit, right? Racism. You know what they did? Drop off a fucking pallet of automatic weapons right there in the hood. Because they're going to grab those weapons. An OG told me, grenades. Grenade launchers. This is what happened, right? We used to get them, but we used to get them from the Vietnam vets and shit. The Vietnam vets were like fucking homeboy sympathizers and shit. But anyway, 90s shit. Members only shit. I heard this even happened in LA. If they don't like the negros, then they just drop pallets of cuetes off in the fucking ghettos because they're turning on each other anyways. And let's just sit back and watch them wipe themselves out. That's some real shit. The same thing with the fucking protests, right? Some people say, well, Mike, it's not a protest. It's a rebellion. It's a resistance. Motherfucker, that's burning the city down? That's burning down La Raza's businesses? You call that a protest? You're burning down La Raza's fucking business. You're hurting la raza. But anyways, when they pull up with cinder blocks and bricks, you're like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, it's supposed to be anti-ICE protests. Then why are 80-90% of the people out there gavachos? What do the gavachos give two shits about ICE about? Tell me that. No way. These are crisis actors. These are paid agitators. Just to be aware, I know that recently in the news cycles, it hasn't really been, on the top of the news cycles, but it was at certain points. But, there's certain pages that all they do is talk about this shit, and it's exhausting. It's draining. It's fucking mentally straining. So I can't follow them, I do follow some just to grab some clips to react to, but because you guys want me to react to them. But shit, I can't follow these guys that just talk about the cops every day. The cops. Homie, are you going to come to the house party and fucking talk about the cops? You're like Sharif. Remember in Menace to Society? Remember Sharif? He was like that dude that wore like the reggae clothes, and he was a revolutionary in New Africa and all this. I'm not saying this wrong. I'm just saying who he was, right? And he was at the house party talking about the revolution, right? And old dog, and there was two pinchy chicks. There was two hyenas. The Chicano comes out. Two hyenas on the couch. It's Sharif and old dog. And he's talking to the chick about New Africa, the revolution out of there. And old dog goes, hey, man, Sharif, we don't want to hear about that fucking shit. That's how I picture these Instagram influencers to do. We're at the carne asada, it's popping, it's cracking, and shit like that. We got a primo that's a baller, a primo that's a pinche callejero, a vago. The other primo just got out. The other primo's a doctor, other one's a lawyer, the other one's a campesino, works in the fields. There's a taquero there. And there's the fucking cousin that comes in talking about the revolution, the Judas, fuck ICE, stolen land. And I'm like, shit, change the channel, man. Change the channel. Okay, R.I.P. Hayden Panettiere. No cause of, this is crazy. This is a crazy story. No cause of death. She was publicly against the jab. She exposed Hollywood on an interview 3 months ago, forced onto a famous man, a rock legend. They didn't put the name out. They did not put the name out who this dude was. And it says at the bottom, pedals run the world. You're telling me that a 35-year-old mom murió because of a heart attack? Oh, man. And then 3 months before she passed away, she did an interview. And remember, she was in several roles, several series, popular series. She was a little girl also on the movie Remember the Titans. Again, she made her money, right? They say that she had some mental health. She was struggling with some mental health stuff. It just is what it is, right? But she did an interview, and she said, she didn't put her on blast. This woman that she trusted a lot ended up taking her on a boat with other celebrities, and then took her downstairs of this yacht boat into a room, and she said there was a famous rock legend on the bed, butt naked, laying on his bed, and he had his hands así. That's what she said. Had his hands laying back, spread eagle, and a little smirk on his face like, shit, this ain't the first time this has happened. You're going to have to do what you do. And she didn't know what to do. She's stunned that even La Mujer, which I don't know if she was her agent or just another celebrity, but just someone she trusted, she said in this interview, someone I trusted for years, she was shocked that she took her to this room with this rock legend, butt naked, spread eagle, and assuming that she was going to have to do what she does. Insane. So she had that information that she could have exposed as well. And then she ends up passing away, and the coroner's report says she passed away from a heart attack. Again, I don't know. The compa says she was drug addicted. That could have been true. I don't know. Because just same thing with George Floyd, way. They say the knee to the neck was the issue. I don't know. A lot of people say he had a lot of drugs in his system on the autopsy también. I didn't see the autopsy. I wasn't there. I'm not the fucking forensic doctor that worked on the case. I don't know. It could be true, but I'm just saying I don't know, right? I don't want to say something I don't with conviction because I don't know. But it's just strange that she passes away after doing this interview, and she had mentioned this was a rock legend, butt naked. So people are insinuating this is a ritual. If you want to transcend into a higher level of elite celebrity status, that you got to do something like this. Some people say there's a humiliation ritual involved. I don't know. I heard that on like Alex Jones. The first time I seen episode 911 of Joe Rogan with Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo, that episode was a trip. That's the first time I heard about anything that had to do with everything Alex Jones talks about. And I didn't believe anything. But then I started realizing, well, I'm not ruling it out either. No soy pendejo, right? Only God knows and the people that were there. I can't rule it out. But if it's a conspiracy that they took her out because she had information, I don't know. It's kind of like saying Epstein se mató solo. Then the cameras turned off by themselves. Epstein knew a lot. If they would have kept grilling Epstein, grilling him, he could have released. He could have put a lot of people on blast. Whatever happened to Epstein's girl? She disappeared off the face of the map. This media thing, gente, is not even media. It's not even journalism no more. It's just people's agenda. It's whatever they want you to believe. So, gente, don't be these easy pump-up cases or the popular try to be in with the cool kids and everything. Just research on your own. But here we try to birth critical thinkers, man. 100% critical thinkers. Let me see what este cabrón says. All right. It says, remember, they signed a waiver and she went against it. It's a spiritual warfare for the masses to sow harvest into their agenda. Something woke her up and decided this was too dark and evil. Yeah, then you had interviews like Maya. Maya did an interview también. Come on, go down. Maya did an interview también. The reason she stopped doing music, Maya, remember Maya, right? From the 90s, she was like on top of the world like Aaliyah, right? Rest in peace, Aaliyah. She said she backed out because she found out how dark Hollywood is. That the man que también, the same shit, walk into a room and a man's on the fucking couch butt-ass naked. And he's the music mogul of a powerful record company. Well, if you want anything, boom, he's naked right there. You're going to do it. She turned the fuck around, ran away, and that's the way it is. It's crazy. I'm not saying it's shit like that doesn't exist. Absolutely not. It's sick. It's crazy. All right. Last reaction, Sente. Let's go back. You guys send me this stuff. Let's go, man. Let's go. Carmelo Anthony. I don't know if I want to talk about that pendejo. WNBA. They don't know what a woman is. I don't know. Carmelo Anthony. All right. The last thing we're going to talk about is what's happening over here. Check this out. This is Spain, gente. This is Spain being invaded by a lot of people coming from Muslim countries. Middle East, North Africa, you name it. They're predominantly Muslim countries. This is Spain. The people in Spain are fed up. They're tired. So what they decided to do, since the government, the people in Spain are not going to let this play out. Imagine, I'll just put on low. Imagine if this was the United States, right? No, serio. You know, especially the internet, right? The internet gaslights everything. That's what gets everyone all emotional. I tell people, calma tu pinche pedo on the internet, man. Go get a baseball steak, cálmate. Put on a pinche pelea. Go to fucking date night with the wife. Go to a corrido concert. Go to a wine. Do some regular, normal ass shit, man. Because calma tu pedo. What if this was the United States? And say un chingo de gente, they come over on a boat, right? And here in the United States, you got all these activists on the internet, right? Oh my gosh, let them do what they want. They have a right to be here. They're escaping socialism. They're wanting to bring their families into, America, which they have the right to be in America. Gente, none of these fucking 95% of these people coming on a fucking boat from other countries are grown-ass men with backpacks. If they were really fleeing other countries because they're being oppressed in other countries, why aren't they bringing their families? I'm just saying. Men that flee other countries and want a better life for their families, bring their families. Grown-ass men that come by themselves with backpacks is grown-ass men that are looking to go to war. They're not looking to escape somewhere and make a better life for their family. They're almost like grown-ass men getting ready to go to war. That's like coming to the United States and wanting to fuck shit up. Am I saying all immigrants do that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I have cousins that are Border Patrol agents. They told me under Biden, they had a no contact, do not engage order. They were watching men with backpacks, tens of thousands, a total of 11 to 15 million crossing over the border, and they say don't even contact them. So you're telling me, because that's racist. Are you fucking kidding me? Then you hear of the case of the muchacha who's jogging over there in Ohio, in the College of Ohio. She's jogging over there in a university, and un pinche pendejo who had been deported 2 or 3 times R's her and leaves her for dead. Her fucking iPhone watch was smart enough to pick up when she said, help me. So again, if this were to happen in the United States, it's racism. All the men that are fucking rushing the beach, they're all MAGA. They're all Donald fucking Trump. The internet would pump you up to hate motherfuckers. And if you're gullible, weak-minded, a easy pump-up case, you might be like, I better back up off the internet. I better not express my opinion. Nah, fuck that. But this is not United States of America. I'm just saying if it happened here, that's what would happen, right? They would love the immigrants. It's funny because the people that love people that, again, I'm not against immigration. I'm just saying you're not vetting anybody. You're not getting any kind of background. Is there something wrong with wanting to know who the person is? Why they're here? Did they escape? You don't even ask them that question. Are you escaping? Are you seeking asylum? You don't even ask them that question. They were just saying, let them all come. Okay. But this is Spain. Spain's not having it. Spain, I'm sure, is not like the United States. Look what they're doing over there in Spain, gente. They're like, get the fuck out of here. I want to hear all these little brown activists on the internet, Instagram. There's a lot of them on Instagram. We're live on Instagram right now. All the brown activists on Instagram. I want to hear what you call them. The Spanish people that don't want to be invaded. What do you call them? Because I know what I would call them using common sense. I would call them people that are pissed off because their fucking country's being invaded. That's what I would call them. But to the brown activists on Instagram, what do you call them? Comment below. I want to hear your opinion. Oh, Mikey, Chicano Tube. That's why we're trying to cancel Chicano Tube. Because, you're trying to fucking cancel me because I'm getting shit off my chest. It's called common sense. You hate me because I use common sense. But at least be intelligent enough to have the conversation. So what do you call them? Brown activists? I call them people that are pissed off at their country getting invaded and they're kicking them out a la chingada. The guys they're tearing up their tents, gente. They're tearing up their tents. They're like, we're not gonna go through diplomacy with these pendejos. They're just, and I mean, they're immigrants. I don't know. I'm calling them pendejos, but it's just the Chicanos coming out of me. I don't know who they are. Maybe they are escaping an oppressive situation. I don't know. But I'm just saying, if a country stands up for itself, if the United States did that, you know how many people will be crying on the internet? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, guys, what's happening? Say they hit the East Coast, New York, Carolina, on the left. What's happening over there? Oh, we need to start a fundraiser, guys. They're tearing up their tents. Let's start a fundraiser to get them more tents. You know, it's funny when they interview the pinche güeros, right? And they say they're like the liberal güeros, and they say, you know, they're pro not vetting, pro no IDs, fuck it, whoever just comes, just let them come, because they somehow believe that everyone has the best interest at heart, I guess, but they don't know who the fuck it is. It could be a Tony Montana. You could be letting in 11 million Tony Montanas. You know, we all love the movie, but would you like to have fucking Tony Montana, but I mean, before he got organized and shit like that, him just being the thug that was washing dishes? You want to have Tony Montana as the fucking neighbor? I'm just keeping it a buck. You know? None of the pinche gente that want these people here like that without being vetted, none of them will take them at their house. I've seen some videos where they'll pull up in a bus and be like, hey, you were for, you know, not vetting and no ID, right? And let everyone come in the country. Oh, well, we got a bus full of people. Will you let them stay the night in your house? They want them to go back to their country? Come on, man. Come on. All right, gente. Let's go ahead and read the last comments of the night. This is crazy. It's Spain. That's it. I'm going to tap in with the familia. The wifey, I think she made birria. I'm hungry. Let's go back to the last comments of the night. We'll close that window. Let's see what's up. All right, man. My opinion, they're nothing but knuckleheads, just had nothing to do and just said, fuck it. That's just fucking around. Yeah, that's not everyone that's coming over on immigration. I think you're talking about immigration, right? That's not everyone, but it's just, you know, they could fix immigration if they really wanted to. They shouldn't have 10 judges in every single state when you have hundreds of thousands of cases. You need thousands of judges. Immigration judges, they can move that money. I don't agree with everything, the way they move their money. You know, inflation is down to 5%. And under the last administration, it was 21%. We've gotten $43 billion in tariffs. $43 billion that we didn't have before is being redistributed. I don't agree with how it's being redistributed, because I do know friends help friends. You know, the fucking rich help the rich. I do. That's some Robin Hood shit. I still know that exists. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I do know that exists. But they could put money in immigration to fix it. They could expedite cases. Let's hear case. Let's go. Let's go. Instead of fucking 100 judges in every state, we need 1,000, 2,000. But they don't want to fix a problem because they want to keep the problem political, gente. Every 4 years, who wrapped those kids like hot dogs? It was Obama, actually. It was Obama who did that. But who wrapped those kids? Who? The kids in cages, ICE, this, that. It's like the next 2 years will probably go away for it until campaign season again. So they pumped you with ICE and kids in cages for a year because they didn't like this president. And then the last 2 years, they'll be quiet. And because right now they're trying to figure out who they're going to put up there, AOC, or who's going to run for the Democratic Party. And I don't know who's going to run for the red. And again, I'm going to vote for the lesser of the two evils. Mostly I'm conservative, so I might lean red all the time. But yeah, I probably will lean red all the time. But I'm just saying that's probably why it's quiet now. But then when it gets to campaign season, ICE, kids in cages, get ICE raids, a la chingada. The homie Hangout, rest in peace, he called it, man, on one of the immigration town halls. Rest in peace over to Joshua from the homie Hangout. He called it, man. They want to pull on our emotional heartstrings. Me, I'm going to use common sense and try to talk to people that can make change, man. That's it. I'm not going to say, hey, raza, let's burn the whole fucking city down. No, calma tu pinche pedo. I mean, burn the whole fucking city and then burn the American flag. No, Chale Street, man. I mean, burn the American flag. Chale Street, man. If my parents were alive and were to see me burning the American flag, it would be a huge I would probably see my mother shed a tear, man. That would break my heart, man. Break my heart, man. Why do you think they try to come to this country? And you want me to burn the American flag? Chinga tu madre with that, man. All right, let's go. Solid points about tonight. Good show. That's right. I appreciate you, Caron. Did you hear LA is considering having sanitary facilities for bums to have sex with? Yeah, it's more liberal policies way. I mean, I'm assuming, right? Karen Bass, you know, they ended up taking out the other dude. I don't know if they did that. Una chuecura. They say they did a chuecura on the dude. His name was Spencer Pratt. He was higher in the polls than the Indian chick. And then all of a sudden, overnight, the Indian chick spiked up. When they're not counting the votes the same day, they don't want voter ID. Gente, it's going to get to the point where it's not going to be a vote election day. They're not going to call it election day no more. They're going to call it election week. And they want you and I to be pinche pendejos and be like, oh, well, it's true, you know. It does take a week. It takes a month. It takes a month to count all the votes. Are you fucking kidding me? They're playing us for idiots, man. They're playing us for pendejos. It's going to be election month, and none of us are even going to question it. I don't know. I'm not leaving California. I'm like what Karina Powers, Denise Aguilar, what they say. I'm going to fight for it. You know what I mean? But me, I'd rather do local. I'm in my local community. My work is toward the youngsters and trying to get them, you know, out of that gang banging mentality so they can make good choices. And the dozen youngsters that have already helped get into electrical unions, heating, all the other trades, my job is, I'm satisfied. If it was just 10 years for those 12 youngsters that came up to me after they got out and I seen them do good, my job is done, man. I redeemed the time, what the Bible says, with those 12 youngsters. But I'm not done there, man. I don't know. Chief of probation wants me to get into probation. Orale. Help out the youngsters over there. What do you think about that? It's an invasion. Call it what it is. Rednecks, Tex-Mex, Vit. It's an invasion, bro. But if that were happening in the United States and people were tearing their tents, they're all racists that are tearing their tents. They're all fucking MAGA that are tearing their tent. You know, and it's like no one wants to use common sense. That's why they want to shut me up, bro. That's why they want to cancel your boy. But Chicano Tube is not pushing political agendas. Chicano Tube is about letting everyone have a voice. But are you ready to have an intelligent conversation? Are you? I'm not talking about just commenting back and forth. Because when I did those 4 immigration town halls, I messaged the most popular influencers on Instagram. The ones, if we would have got together, the conversation would have been on the highest level, very dynamic, and we would have got shit done for the greater good. We don't have to agree on politics, but hey, let's get together to fucking stop the pesticide problem. How about that? When I said these kind of things, they're like, fuck him. He's a conservative. Fuck him. Well, fuck you. How about that? No, okay. I try to unite them. I'm just joking. I try to unite everyone, and now it's like, you know what? Okay, well, we're going to be the voice of la raza, man. We're going to be the voice of the reason, the voice of common sense over here, and the platform is open. You want to have a conversation? My doors are open, man. 831-204-6977. We can have a good conversation. I invite everyone on. Mexico is going to have the biggest economic booms it has ever had in the coming years. You heard it here first. You know what, Rednecks, Tex-Mex Vet? If I were the president of the United States, you've heard me call Mexico the motherland. It's because I have a lot of love for Mexico. I have a lot of love for this country, too. I am America first. No soy pendejo. This is where I want my children to raise their children and for them to have generational wealth. It's the pinche country, the Statue of Liberty. It's the constant. It's all the beauty of this country, not the negative, but the beauty of this country that has allowed me, pinche pandillero, que era cholo, been shot, stabbed, been stabbed, years behind the walls, everything that I did, I got it out of the mud, you know. And this country, other countries, you know, especially socialistic countries, the best job I would have had was fucking working for the government or being military PD. And we're all getting paid the same minimum wage. So I can't talk shit, but people have heard me call Mexico the motherland. I would make Mexico our #1 trade partner and absolutely stimulate the economy for La Raza in Mexico. And I would be the president that they would say, damn, ain't no one else raised our GDP like President Diaz. You know, because, again, It's a partnership. Now, if you hear my Big Herc interview, I don't really like that president of the United States just because she doesn't believe in Jesus. She's Jewish. She's Marxist. So I don't like her political views. And about 30 people got whacked for her to get elected. I think they whacked them on purpose to put her in position. And you're telling me that that the people over there love her? That's fake news. That she's going to clean the cartels? That's fake news. That's fake news, bro. But I would, why not have Mexico be a very strong trade partner and stimulate their economy? I don't see why not, but I'd be a little bit biased because I'm Mexican, bro. I have Mexican blood. Not only that, I am Mexican. I don't just mean I'm Mexican like this pinche no sabo, pinche washed up cholos or no sabo Chicanos. They say they're Chicanos, but they can't even speak to la raza because they don't know Spanish. I am Mexican, bro. I'm a dual citizen. I have a Mexican birth certificate. I wish you interviewed Immortal Technique when he went with American Cholo. I don't give a fuck if Gil knows he had a special rare gem. Damn, it's crazy. I'm jealous of Gil because, shout out to American Cholo, man. I'm jealous of Gil because he has Sibo on their way. Sibo is, like he said, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, man. I'm jealous. When I seen Sibo on American Cholo, I was jealous as hell, man. I'm like, oh, shit, American Cholo. I'm jealous, cabrón. I'm glad I at least got to squash the beef with American Cholo. You know, when I was a little bit more immature inside that YouTube yarda shit. Oh, I want to talk about OG Triple OG before I go. I'm glad I at least got to call him before one of his last shows when he was with Chris. And I at least got to tell him, hey, I apologize, bro. As a grown-ass man, that shows power, gente. I called American Cholo show, and I apologize because, for one, I'm going to act my age and not my shoe size. And two, it does not benefit La Raza for us to be talking shit about other men. Man, it's like a fucking sausage party. Some of these channels, all they do is talk about vatos, vatos, vatos. It's like they like dingalings. That's why they talk about vatos, vatos, vatos. They love sausage parties, you know? So, but it was just Brown going after Brown, you know? And I apologize because me and American Cholo, if we would have linked up together, we would have really did some positive damage, man. Some positive damage. And that's the power, man. You know, I was trying to get him and Tony A to squash their beef. Like I was trying to get Hater World and Hoodstocks in the same room, maybe invite them over to the fight and get together. But that's not going to happen because a lot of people are doing podcasts like they're gangs. Like a lot of podcasts is like the new gang banging. It's like instead of being down for a street sign, you're being down for a podcast, and now you have podcast funk, podcast beef. It's like I'm not tucking one flag to pick up another fucking flag. I didn't mature mentally to leave one and get into another one. It's like I retired already. I did it all on every level, good graces, never went out ass backward. And you think I want to start from scratch and get initiated into a whole new fucking thing? So that podcast beef is real. West Coast Graffiti was right, man. And I'm going to talk about OG Triple OG. I'm going to end it with him. West Coast Graffiti was right, man. West Coast Graffiti said, there'll never be peace between these podcasters. When everyone was small, we all fucked with each other. When everyone started getting big, 5-digit subscribers, especially 6-digit subscribers, all of a sudden everyone got up on a horse. Well, that's not going to be me, man. That's not going to be me. If I ever two-face, switch up, Mikey, you ain't the same. Your production went up. You got a $50,000 studio, and you think your shit don't stink. That's never going to be me. I don't give a fuck. I'm always going to be helping the community, handing out food, handing out blankets, handing out school supplies, training youngsters in boxing, going to the juvenile hall, going to the pinche youth center, going to the jails, going to anywhere I could serve. Anywhere. That's always going to be me. I don't give a shit. But Immortal Technique, yeah, he was a badass, cabrón. What's your opinion on the new tire tax, brother? It's crazy, man. They got us voting. How many times do we have to vote? Fix our schools, fix our roads, fix our this. Do you know every time you put yes on one of those things, you're voting to increase your taxes? When are they actually going to fix our schools, fix our roads, fix this, fix that? 90% of your yeses when you vote on the ballot are to increase your taxes. You know when I realized that? The first time I got a conservative voter guide. When I got a conservative voter guide, it said that. Then I had to ask 2 or 3. One, I asked Karina Powers, who's 5th District Central Committee chairwoman of the Republican National Hispanic Assembly, the RNHA, which I'm her communications director. I'm part of the RNHA. And I asked her, I said, hey, I got this guide. Is that true? He goes, yes, Mikey. He goes, they put 80% of the fucking ballot to increase taxes, and people just put yes, yes, yes. And the way they cover it up is, do you want to fix your schools? Do you want to fix the roads? Do you want to fix this? And it steers you into putting yes, 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 yes. And every fucking yes is 10-cent tax increase, 20-cent tax increase, 30-cent tax increase, 10-cent. We don't even know that, bro. We don't even know. No one fucking tells us these things, bro. So what do I think on another tax? They're fucking taxing our ass. That's what I think. I saw a kid from Stockton. Thank you for going to the juvie a while ago. I guess he's enrolled in college, almost done, made an impact in Monterey County. Huh? Good job. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that deserves a fucking applause right there, man. Shit. A youngster turned it around, man. Instead of falling in line and, oh, let me go with the youngster's destruction, all that shit has been done, man. My kids... they don't have to gangbang. I'm glad I had kids that never got into that, but my kids, I did enough gangbanging for all of us. I did enough gangbanging I did enough bullets flying by my head for all of us. I lived in enough danger for all of us. I did enough for 3 lifetimes. My children don't have to do that. If I saw them doing that, I would say that's not the way to go. I did enough for all of us. I did enough dope dealing. I did it all. So listen to dad, and I mean, raising them with morals and principles, they'll make the right decisions. But they don't have to do that. I did enough for all of us. I remember the town halls. Yeah, about 8, 9 people up there. Yeah, it was always 10 way. It was always 10 max. And we always had more people trying to reserve seats, but I couldn't get everyone in, man. I just wish we would have had, American Cholo on there, Tony A., Lucky Hoodstocks, the hater world. Again, these are people that are beefing with each other, but these are the most influential people in podcast space in California. In social media, food community, shout out to Top Food community on there. Everyone got the lane. Everyone's doing their own thing, man. They're entertaining as hell, yes. Some of them are still pushing hard lines on the gang shit. I get it, man. Hey, do what you do. I never disrespect the homies, never. I'm with the homies almost every day. The homies still paint my cars. The homies still do all my body work. I had a homie today come and change the lock set on one of my houses, on one of my rentals. He changed the lock set. I was talking to the homie. He still got Ben Davis. He's still, he's doing what he does. Everyone has their own path, though. Here, we're going to be on the principles. Dios, familia, cultura, positivity. Miss me with the tough guy shit. You're looking for a tough guy channel? That ain't me. But I am one of the few channels that if you want to talk shit, we'll get in the ring. But they won't want to get in the ring, but they want to do videos, but they don't want to get in the ring. Pull up the Upland 912. You don't need a special invitation. You don't need me to make a video calling you out. You don't need to sign a contract or an agreement. Just pull up. Pull up and handle your business and not shut the fuck up. You don't say, don't talk about it, be about it. You ain't about shit. Oh, my shoulders hurt. But you could do push-ups and lift weights? Come on, man. So anyways, I'm not a tough guy, but I will handle business, man. And the business the right way. I'm not saying I'm trying to fucking unalive, wipe someone out. I don't want them to go home to their family. No, I want to go home to my family. I wish you the best. Matter of fact, if Tecato Fitness would just call me on the phone, we'd squash it. I would squash it. 100%. I would be the bigger man, right? But that one time Toes called me and he was like, hey, man, good show, blah, blah, blah. Hey, this fool told me this. I'm like, why is this fool talking about our business with other people? I have never told anyone, well, here on YouTube or whatever, that's our business, man. Pull up, man. Just pull up and we'll handle it. And it's a good example to the youngsters too. Instead of, we'll take it back in the day where we just had to chunk them. That way we can show the youngsters it's okay to chunk them every once in a while. You ain't got to pull the heat every time. It's not that serious. You can go home with a busted nose, a busted lip. It's okay. But we live to fight another day. But we could do that. But if he called me, I would squash it. I would be like, hey, you know what? You don't have to apologize first. If pride is stopping you from apologizing first, I'll apologize first. Why? Because we had to take it to the internet. But what you said about my family and throwing a jacket on me that you know is not true, well, you don't really know because you don't know me or you don't know anyone in my circle, but you had no paperwork. That kind of shit. You can't be you think I could be a motherfucker like that and be going inside the jails? Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'd have jackets like that on me and I'm going to the fucking jails talking to homie? Are you fucking idiot? Man, I'm telling you, I'm getting hot over here. I gotta go, man. I got birria waiting for me, man. The apology showed growth. That's right, man. Real men build, create, and inspire the punks and the victims. That's right. And he says, the matrix. Oh, I want to talk about OG Triple OG. Gente, I had a conversation with OG Triple OG. I'm going to wrap it up with this one. OG Triple OG was the inventor of the YouTube Yarda. He's the first one that ever coined the phrase YouTube Yarda. If you don't know what YouTube Yarda is, it's something that we had. It's done. It's gone. It's buried. It's burned. It's fucking no more. Why? Because I'll tell you what OG told me this week. I had a conversation with him. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go live. I almost forgot to talk about it right now. He invented the YouTube Yarda, and then people started saying YouTube Yarda. These are, just kind of dudes. A lot of Chicanos have that street background like I do, but a lot haven't evolved like I have, but they have the street background, so it's in us. I guess I could say as a collective together. It's in us, right? Just depends how much you let it rule you. And so he created the YouTube Yarda. I had a conversation with him, man. Just this week, man. The only one he wanted me to salute, the only one, and I'm going to shout him out right here, is Chemo's Flicks. Chemo, if you're hearing this, Chemo, I talked to OG Triple OG this week. He told me, tell Chemo, this is the only one that he told me to tell Chemo that I send mines and that keep doing what he's doing and salute. The Yarda is yours. That's what he wanted me to tell Chemo. But I talked to OG Triple OG. I said, is it okay if I say a little bit of our conversation? He said, yes. He said he doesn't have the same accounts anymore. He got struck out. They all ratted on him. Bud Light, the runner, he has receipts, but he's not coming back no more. He's not going to post those receipts. They all struck him out. His channel has been taken down 8 to 10 times, but he's just working and he's doing his own thing and he's doing the family thing and he's in a great, great position. I saluted him. I said, you're doing great. Keep on doing it. Do you need anything? You have my phone number. He se pegó a mí. I don't know what it was. It's not like, because I never came off as a fucking cholo. I'm the toughest guy. None of that shit, right? Pero se pegó a mí. He was really fond of me and the wife. At some point, the wife would comment on the lives in the beginning, and he would shout her out too as well, respectfully, right? Because he's a family man as well. And so he also sends it to the wife. But he said, tell Chemo that. And then he also said he doesn't have the same YouTube accounts, but he has a YouTube account and has been seen on the YouTube, the people that are left on YouTube that are still saying the terminology that he invented, YouTube Yarda. And he is pretty much, he's embarrassed. He said he's embarrassed of how it turned out. He's embarrassed he calls them TikTok cholos. He's saying the only ones that are left are TikTok cholos. They want to talk about battles. It's like TikTok battles, YouTube battles. And, he said if he were to ever come back, he told me he would clean house 100%. And I never agreed with him 100% on the things he would do because he would do very cutthroat, vicious. And I'm not talking about just doxing and addresses. None of that. I'm talking about he would do like, these guys that are left, the TikTok cholos on the YouTube Yarda, have never had anyone like OG Triple OG come after them. Never. They can't even imagine. The things he told me, because I asked him, I said, okay, what would you do? Wait, what would you do? The things he told me he would do, I would be like, fuck, that would trigger the fuck out of me. I wouldn't sleep. I couldn't fucking sleep if OG Triple. And yeah, he would come back viciously and they would all tuck their tails and toss their flags and get the fuck off of YouTube. Their family, especially the ones that have their wives watching it and their family, all of them would abandon ship. But he told me it's an embarrassment. He told me there's no more standards anymore. And these cholos that are left are trash. Is trash. So he called them TikTok cholos and trash, and that's what they are. All right, last comments. Probation officer, that's right, cabron. Redneck Tex-Mex vet, that's right, man. Probation officer, I actually was with Chief of Probation this Tuesday. Chief of Probation Ramirez, I was with him this Tuesday. He told me to pursue a governor's pardon. I already had processed the expungement, but he told me to pursue a governor's pardon, and he gave me the hookup on how to do it. free. And I'm pursuing it. I actually went to do the paperwork this week already. So I really want to do the governor's part, and that way it could be 100% out. And he said he can get me in probation. I'm like, shit, man, you know what? If I can help the youngsters, I'll do it, because that's my passion. My passion is to get up and help the youngsters. I don't like to do routine work. I don't like 9 to 5s. I did them for a lot of years. I worked 2 jobs for a lot of years, 12-hour days, especially having, kids. But now I'm at a point where I'd rather do something that's fulfilling. So I was with Chief Ramirez, and we're talking about youth center, because he was in the youth center, and he was a juvenile hall guard. And when the youth center opened up, we're just talking about old school shit from the 90s. All right, gente, I'm out. I am out. I'll see you guys the next episode Monday. We got a special episode. 831 is on Monday. 831. We're doing an 831 episode. We have Carol, a.k.a. Little Loca, from Teen Moms Inc., the founder. And then we got the biggest promoter in NorCal, Oompa Knock, coming on 831 Day. Gente, it's a Chicano thing. It's a raza thing. Hug on your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. Do something positive. Dios, familia, cultura. The voice of the raza, Mikey. And I'm out.